Most people know we're living in the information age, but they don't often think about what that means. We think of information as a good thing, and more information as more of a good thing. But is that always true? The fact is, we're producing vast amounts of information, and the rate that we're producing it is growing exponentially. That exponential growth is something we need to understand, because it has real implications for all of us. This is about information literacy, and why it matters. To get a better understanding of the growth of information, it helps to get some historical perspective. About 40,000 years ago, our ancestors made the first cave paintings. That was a major leap forward in creativity. But from our modern perspective, progress was slow. Innovations took thousands or even tens of thousands of years. Fast forward to a few hundred years ago, and new forms of printing were invented. Then the typewriter. Then photography and motion pictures. In the 20th century, things took off with radio and television. Then the computer. Then came the big boom, the internet, and people started to generate huge amounts of information. Former Google CEO Eric Schmidt said that from the beginning of civilization to 2003, people generated about 5 exabytes of information, the equivalent of about a billion gigabytes. Some people question that statement, but no one questions his next statement, that we now create that much information in a couple of days. And that rate of growth is likely to increase over the next 50 years. This is exponential growth. To understand what exponential growth means, let's look at a pile of pennies. If you start with 1 penny and double it every day, how long would it take before the pile reaches the moon? At first, the pile grows slowly. On day 16, the stack is 150 feet high. But on day 39, the pile of pennies shoots past the moon. So what does exponential growth mean for the information world? Let's picture information as a city you like to visit. Or maybe you need to visit because you have to go there to do research for your education, career, or business. At first, you enjoy the city. There's lots of interesting things to do and see. But the next time you return, it's double the size. You pick up a map, but getting around is a little more challenging. Next time you visit, the city has doubled again. You can still pick up a map, but you notice some funny things about it. For example, some businesses have paid to be represented on the map. Let's say Joe's Taco Stand. Joe's Taco Stand is really visible on the map, but you know it can't be that big or that important. But the maps are made by businesses, and they have to make money too. You also know that there are some things that are important to you that don't show up on the map, like the subway system. So the map is kind of helpful, but it has limitations, to say the least. The internet is like the city, and search engines are like the map. Search engines like Google help navigate through the information world. Search engines can also lead you to information that is biased, out of date, misleading, or just plain wrong. So what can you do? Well, one thing you can do is ask one of the locals who lives in the city for directions. In the city of information, that's a librarian. Librarians are like guides who can help you find your way around the city. It's where they live and what they do every day. They know where the maps are biased or out of date, and they know what doesn't show up on the map. For example, libraries often have accurate, useful digital content that doesn't always show up on a search engine because it's licensed. That means it costs money to access it. Libraries often pay the licensee fee so you don't have to. All you need is a library card to access the information you need for free. And in Alberta, libraries work together to share or even reduce the license fee, so everyone benefits. And here's the other thing. Librarians want to help. They want to share information and ideas. They want you to find the accurate information you need. It's what they do every day and why they get out of bed in the morning. Librarians also help promote information literacy and teach information literacy skills. These skills help you know when information is needed and how to identify, locate, evaluate, and use information for the task at hand. You'll ask better questions, access better information sources, distinguish facts from opinions, and understand bias. You'll also have a clearer understanding of copyright. By developing these skills, you'll be better able to find your way around in the rapidly growing world of information. Find out more. Talk to your Alberta librarian today.